And now it's my pleasure to introduce our guest, Dr. Francisco Gonzalez Cigarroa. Dr. Cigarroa is a third generation physician and currently practicing physician also. He is one of 10 children growing up in Laredo. He went to Yale University to earn his bachelor's degree and to the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center at Dallas for his medical degree. He became a chief resident in general surgery at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston and completed fellowships in pediatric surgery and transplantation surgery at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore. He joined the University of Texas Health Science Center at San Antonio in 1995. While there, he directed pediatric surgery and served as president for 9 years. In 2003, President George W. Bush appointed him to serve on the President's Committee on the National Medal of Science. In 2009, Dr. Figueroa became the first Hispanic to be named Chancellor of the University of Texas System. He oversees one of the largest and, in my opinion, the most prestigious public systems of higher education in the nation. Please welcome Dr. Francisco Figueroa.
Well, good morning. And Dr. Ponce, I want to thank you so very much for that introduction. And Mrs. Aniceta, thank you very much for, where are you? Where are you? There you are. For allowing us to come over here and be with all of your wonderful students here today. We're planning to admit the first students to the new university in the fall of 2015. That's not very far away. That's like 18 months away from now. So we want you to apply to this great university because its future is going to be so bright. So a lot of things are happening. A lot of great things are happening. The University of Texas is investing a lot of money for your education here. And I would say that when we look downstream 10 years from now, this is going to be the most important project that the University of Texas system has embarked upon in over 100 years. So that's kind of a brief glimpse of what we're doing. But really the purpose of me being over here is to learn from you. I want to hear your questions. I want to hear what's on your mind. I want to hear how can we make this university better. So any question that you have, and it doesn't matter what the question is, we're happy to try to answer it. And maybe you can give me some great ideas for the new university. I would really welcome that as well. So with that, let's open it up.
My name's Tyler Allen. I'm a sixth grader at Fossum Middle School, and one of my questions was, what was the biggest challenge you had on making this new university happen?
You know, so I've got to admit, Tyler, it wasn't as much of a challenge as I thought it was going to be. And at first I thought it was going to be a huge challenge because imagine me having to go before 9 regions who have to actually vote on this. And so here I am saying, hey, we're going to combine Brownsville and Pan Am and create a medical school. And by the way, we want to get this new money for it. And by the way, we need to get this money, which we're asking for a lot of money. And I thought, boy, how am I going to convince 9 regions to go for this? Well, to be perfectly honest, it took about 10 minutes to explain because they suddenly got how important this could be for you, Tyler, or for any of them. And they realized, what a great impact we can have in one of the fastest growing regions of the state. Now, to be honest, the greatest challenge was not really getting our board to vote on this. The greatest challenge was to get the legislature to vote because we needed 2/3 of the legislature to vote positively for this. And now you're talking about 170 votes in the House and over 50 votes in the Senate. So now we're talking about a lot of people having to vote for this. And in order to get that vote, we needed to get all the legislators from Starr County, Hidalgo County, Cameron County, Willacy County, all the counties in South Texas, to come and say that this is really important to them. But you know what? It wasn't that hard to explain to them either. So sometimes an idea that's underneath your nose, you're not seeing it. It's underneath your nose, but we saw it. We finally saw it. It is pretty easy actually to get it done. Now the hardest part is to all the work that needs to happen now, to actually admit those first students in 2015. So I guess my message to you is, when you have a great idea and it's good for people, even though it may be way out of the box, go ahead and pitch it out there, and it's amazing what things might, what might happen. So it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Hi, I'm Idani Galvan from 8th grade from Cathy Middle School, and I'd like to know, how is this new medical school going to differ from other well-known universities like Baylor, UT, and A&M?
Okay. Well, one place where it's not going to differ is that we're going to demand this medical school to be a outstanding medical school that really educates students in a remarkable way and also does very relevant research to make life better. And so, again, as I've stated, the admission standards for this medical school are going to be tough. So we want this medical school to be, right now we have 4 medical schools into the UT system, and we've added 2 in the past year, so we'll have a total of 6. So we're adding a medical school to UT Austin, and we're adding a medical school here in South Texas. So the board and the chancellor demands excellence up front in any one of our schools, especially our medical schools, where we're educating people to save lives. So you want your doctor to be a superb doctor. But I think there are differences in how how the medical schools educate students. Here in the Rio Grande Valley, the medical school is going to be serving not just one city. It's going to have a presence throughout the Rio Grande Valley. So we're going to have a presence in Hidalgo County. We're going to have a presence in Cameron County. And we're going to have a presence in the Pan Am campus, the Harlingen campus, and the Brownsville campus. So the medical students are going to be educated throughout the valley. Now, I was telling Dr. Ponce that when I was in California, I was with Dr. Couch, who is the senior vice president of Apple. And the senior vice president of Apple spoke about the McAllen Independent School District. And in fact, he didn't talk about it for 1 minute. He spoke about it for about 20 minutes, about how Apple and the McAllen Independent School District are working to kind of educate you by students having access to technology through your iPads and through other mobile devices. So our students are going to be educated in the medical school throughout the valley. We are going to be using technology to educate our students. But then also the students are going to have residency programs throughout the valley. So unlike San Antonio, for example, where the medical students are only predominantly at one hospital, the medical students here in the valley are going to be in multiple places. So it's going to be really a fun place to come to. How are you? Good.
Hello, my name is Drew Thorburn. I'm an 8th grader at Cathy Middle School. And I was wondering, because you said that it's going to be harder to test into, but it's going to really have a presence here in the valley. Are you going to do anything to make it more desirable for students coming out of the Rio Grande area? Are you expecting just as much flow from places like Dallas and Austin?
Can you repeat that again?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah, sorry.
You were just too affirmative.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotta remember it.
Okay.
Because you said that it's going to be harder to test into, but also you really want to have a presence here in the valley with us. Are you going to do anything to make it more desirable for people from the valley, from MISD, to come to the school? Or are you going to be expecting just as much flow from Austin and Dallas?
Okay, well, first of all, we want to, it's the reason why I'm here today. I came down over here to talk to you, to tell you to come to this new university. So one of the things that we want to do is to be able to let all the high school students know, and our students at community college and elementary school, to say we are creating something really special at the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. We're creating a university. We're creating a university that if you want to come to medical school and eventually other professional schools, you can stay here. So a lot of this is also outreach. And so we're not going to just take it for granted that because we have a university, everybody's going to apply. We want to come out to the schools like I am here today and telling you we want the best and brightest, and those who really want to get a baccalaureate degree or an undergraduate degree to come to our university. So we're not going to rest on our laurels. We're going to make this a very attractive place, not only to learn, but also to be a great citizen, to be able to do great service in your community, to be able to play athletics, if you want to learn music, to be able to play performing arts. We want this to be a spectacular university, not only in the classroom, but outside the classroom. So I'm already volunteering you to apply.
The teacher and faculty that will be working at the school, are they going to be coming from places like Pan Am and places in the Rio Grande? Are you guys going to get them from Texas, or just start fresh and get new people and new ideas?
Wow. Okay. well, first of all, the greatest resource that we have both in Pan Am and in Brownsville are our employees, our faculty and our staff. So we want, because this university is not going to shrink, it's going to grow. We certainly want our faculty that exists today to continue being a part of this university. Second, we're going to begin to start establishing more degree programs. So we're going to have more undergraduate degrees where there's a great need here. We want to develop master programs. We want to develop graduate study programs, like if you want to get a PhD in biochemistry or a PhD in mathematics or English. We want to be able to develop those programs for you to come to. So we will be recruiting new faculty as well. And, that is the most important job for a dean, a provost, a president, to recruit faculty from across the U.S. and not the world to come in and teach our great students. So the most important job we have as administrators is not only to recruit the best students, but also to recruit the best faculty. So there will be more faculty coming in to the Valley, and I promise you there's going to be many new, fresh ideas coming in as a result.
Thank you.
You bet. You're going to abrazo.
My question is, what are the different types of programs and departments that are going to be at the new university?
Okay, well, luckily that's not for me to decide, but first of all, many of the degrees that are currently present right now are going to be maintained, except we're not going to have, a separate business degree at Pan Am and a separate degree at Brownsville. It's going to be all, one degree under one university. We are going to create new degrees. For example, we're going to create a Doctor of Medicine that, hasn't existed before. We're probably going to create new masters in business or new PhD degrees in certain areas. So that is the role of the departmental chairs, the dean and the provost and the president. But this is going to be the second largest Hispanic Serving Institute in America. And it's going to be one of the, it's going to have a student body approaching 39,000 students. And so suddenly, it's going to become one of the larger universities that the UT system has. So with that is going to come critical mass, more degrees, more opportunities for you.
Hi, my name is Alicia. I'm a 7th grader at Fossum Middle School. My question is, do you know what fields they're going to be having in the medical program that they're going to have at the medical
What
school?
fields?
What fields are available?
Okay, so when you get a Doctor of Medicine, basically you have to be educated, in the fundamentals of medicine, which is not only, biochemistry, physiology, anatomy. That is, you need that to get your MD degree. All right.
Thanks again, students. You did a wonderful job. I think very, very pointed questions and keeping us on our toes. And that's what we want to hear. And I think you see, I think the future of the RGV and the state of Texas, the United States, and the world is in good hands with these students that you see here today.